Good evening, friends, and today I'm going to start the FEMO series 4. There is a person resident outside India to open account in India. This is a very important topic because uh, there you have to in each and every non-resident. We can say in FEMA there is no question of non-resident. The non-residents are called as person resident outside India. There is no question of non-resident because in FEMA non-resident is not defined. They say that it is person resident outside India. Now they want to come and invest in India. Then what is the procedure that they have to follow and come and invest in India? That is in the form of now I'm going to start with the session. That is what in FEMA, what is a deposit in general? I want to say FEMA regulates opening, holding, and maintaining of foreign currency in India, because FEMA is the base which controls the foreign currency operations in India. So it regulates through Reserve Bank of India. So it is applicable for both resident in India and person resident outside India. So for both of them, the deposit rules have been controlled by FEMA. But actually, the FEMA gives powers to Reserve Bank of India to frame the regulations. So government in Parliament, they passed FEMA. FEMA gives power to RBI to regulate the FEMA rules. So RBI is the supreme authority to frame the rules, frame the regulations. So RBI has issued master circular regarding deposits and accounts. So there are a lot of circulars that Reserve Bank of India is issuing towards deposits and accounts. Now we have to see the definition of deposit. It's an inclusive definition because the Reserve Bank of India said deposits includes deposit of money. They say that it's a deposit, it is not a kind, it's a deposit of money. Money includes cash. Say it may be even in the form of DD, account transfer, everything, and not goods. So deposit includes deposit of money with whom? They can make deposit with bank, they can make deposit with company, they can make deposit with proprietary concern, they can make deposit with corporate body, they can make deposit with trust or with any other person, because deposit means it's a deposit of money, and to whom you have to make the deposit. This is what Reserve Bank says: you have to make deposit with bank, company, proprietary concern, corporate body, trust, and any other person. The exemptions, see, when you want to make a deposit in bank, that too particularly person resident outside India, they have to follow Reserve Bank's regulations, Reserve Bank's guidance and everything. But there are some exemptions which have been given to the persons directly. That is, they are all called as person resident outside India, but certain categories have been exempted. What are the exemption categories that we have to see first? Because we know everyone has to follow the Reserve Bank of India guidance, but there are certain categories they need not follow, they need not bother about the Reserve Bank of India directions. So the first category is foreign diplomatic mission and diplomatic personnel. Come here and they can open account in India in rupee account, in the form of rupee account, and that too special rupee accounts. So for that, no restriction is there. They can come and open a rupee account in India. For that, there is no restrictions from Reserve Bank of India. And second one is foreign diplomatic mission and diplomatic personnel who hold official passport of foreign embassies, and they can even make deposit in foreign currency. They are permitted to make the deposit in foreign currency. That is foreign national, they can come, but they can operate the account in India. They can open the account in foreign currency, but subject to what are the conditions they have to follow is inward remittances from outside India should come through banking channel. So they cannot bring the currency directly, and they cannot go and deposit the currency directly. The money has to come through banking channel. That is the first condition they put. Second one is transfer of funds from diplomatic account in rupee. So suppose one diplomatic account to the rupee account, they can also transfer, but that transfer should be part of the money which they have received as visa fees. They can transfer to the money rupee account for the fees collected in the form of visa fees. And third one is the fund can be, that is a foreign diplomatic mission where they have opened foreign currency account, but when they convert that amount into rupee, that is foreign currency is converted into rupee, again this cannot be converted once again to foreign currency. So foreign currency to rupee is allowed, rupee to foreign currency is not allowed. Next one is diplomatic personnel, diplomatic staff. What category of deposit they can make, they can have is they can hold current account, they can hold deposit account, they can hold SB account. In this form, they can open the account in India. Then the rate of interest. What is the rate of interest to be decided? It has to be decided by the authorized dealers, because the authorized dealer is nothing but here. Bankers is also is one of the authorized dealers. They can fix the interest rate based on which that money is deposited here in India, and repatriation in the account without RBI approval. Sometimes RBI has given clear signal that if you want to repatriate from this account to your country, no repatriation, no RBI approval is required. So these are the basic conditions based on which a foreign diplomatic mission and diplomatic personnel who hold official passport of foreign embassies, they can open deposit. These are the 6 conditions they have put. So a rupee account can also be opened, and foreign currency account should also be opened. So this is for this there is no restrictions. It's a clear-cut instruction, clear-cut permission is given by the Reserve Bank of India. What are the other exemptions is given? In case a resident of Nepal and Bhutan, if they want to come here and they are permitted to open the deposit in rupee account. That is exemption. They are permitted. They can come only Nepal and Bhutan and not Pakistan. So Nepal and Bhutan resident, they can come here and open the deposit in Indian rupee. Then deposits by any multilateral organizations and subsidiary affiliate bodies and officials in India, in which India is a member of the India is the member nation. So India can be a member in other country. They can come here, multilateral organization, and because they have given clear-cut permission that India can go there and they can open the account, just like that they have given just in MOU. They permit that multilateral organization and their subsidy or affiliate bodies, they can come to India and they can open the account. For this there is no permission required. It's all clear-cut. There is no restrictions. They can come here and they can open the account. Now we are moving to I'm covering the initial basic things deposits. Next one is, as usual, whether nomination is allowed. Yes, nomination is allowed for the individual account holders. For the individual account holders, that means for others nomination is not possible. Say for the company, for the firms, nomination is not possible. So an individual, if they open account in India, that is person resident outside India, if they come here and they open the account, then the nomination facilities are available. Now, nomination is allowed by authorized dealer as per the master circular given by the Reserve Bank of India, because authorized dealers, they have to follow these issued by Reserve Bank of India. Whatever conditions they have stated in the circular, in the master circular, the authorized dealers, they have to follow, and they have to give the nomination facility to the individual deposit holders and not to others. Now, next one is, what is the responsibility of authorized dealer in foreign currency account? What is the main responsibility of the authorized dealers in case of foreign currency accounts? Authorized dealers, they have to comply with Reserve Bank of India directives. So authorized dealers is nothing but they are the mere representative, though they have got the power of receiving the money, giving the foreign currency and everything, but they have to follow, they have to comply with all the RBI directives. So next one is they have to submit periodic return and statement as stipulated by RBI. Reserve Bank of India, they say that with every what is the quarterly deposit, what is the monthly deposit, they have to submit the deposit report to the Reserve Bank of India. So authorized dealers, they have to follow those rules and regulations. Now I am moving to the next step of the account holding. And non-resident Indian be a joint holder with resident. So resident is here, non-resident here. Can a non-resident become a joint holder with resident? Is it permitted by Reserve Bank of India in India? Yes, it is permitted. Individual residents in India with NRI can open a joint account. It is permitted. Next one is the next condition they put that they should be a close relative. This resident should be a close relative of NRI, or NRI should be a close relative of resident. For this, section 277 of Companies Act plays a very important role. So you please refer section 277 of Companies Act of Companies Act of 2030. That you can find the definition of relatives. And in all type of banks, all type of resident bank accounts. So resident and non-resident can open a joint account in all types of bank accounts. This is another information. But the account should be opened in the form of ERS, either of survivor. So they can be a joint holder, but in the statement, the opening form, they have to mention that they have to open the account in ERS basis, either or survivor basis. Next one is, with the following conditions, authorized dealer should satisfy with the need and purpose. So actually, the authorized dealer, before opening the joint account, they have to satisfy for what purpose they are opening the jointly. That such account, treat such account as resident bank account. So it is not a NRE account, is not NRO account. If any resident, if he has joint opened with NRI who is a very close relative, that account has to be treated as a resident bank account. Next, this is very, very important. Yes, a non-resident Indian has become a joint account holder with resident in India at the time of opening the account. But the NRI checks, instruments, remittances, cash, cards, or other process are not eligible to get credit into the account. That means NRIs are not permitted to give the money or give the card, give the check for checks and for collection into the account. So no credit is allowed. So only the resident person's money is allowed, and NRI's money should not be given credit into the account. Next one is, NRI is authorized to operate the account, but he has to operate on behalf of the resident, and he has got no direct operating power. So a NRI can operate the account on behalf of resident. He can operate, and he is not to create any beneficial interest for himself. What is the direction given by resident? According to that, this non-resident can operate the account. Next one is, in case of more than one account, suppose if the resident has become has opened account with NRI with some more accounts, then all the accounts they can pull together and the joint account is permitted, even if the resident is allowed to open jointly the account with NRI. So not only one account, so any number of accounts, this resident and close relative of NRI, they can open the account jointly. This is also a very, very important area, because whenever anyone comes to you for consultation, sir, my relative is, my NRI is there, can we open joint account? Yes, you can say that, yes, you can open, but you have to give all this consultation to them. In eventuality, NRI becomes survivor. In case the resident has expired, then it's a ERS. So the non-resident will automatically took over the entire operations right. So if that is the case, then this account which has been jointly opened along with the resident can be categorized as, you have to convert as non-resident operative rupee account. Non-resident ordinary rupee account. NRO account you have to convert. Say NRO account means NRO rupee account, it has to be transferred. This point you have to bear in mind. Then NRI to inform authorized dealer about the NRO rupee account. So in case of death, the NRI, he has to inform the authorized dealer that he is interested to convert this money into NRO rupee account. Then it applies to all resident account. It applies to all resident account, including savings account. That means a person, resident and jointly he can open account with NRI on ERS basis, either or survivor basis. It applies to all resident account, all the accounts of the resident in a bank. Now we are moving to another area, that is person resident outside India. Now we are going to discuss about the NRE account, non-resident external account we are going to discuss. It is called as non-resident external account. So there are 4 accounts. Please see this person resident outside India. Once again, I want to repeat, non-resident concept is not there in FEMA. They are called as person resident outside India. So when they come here and when they open, this is also one type of account. So NRE account, non-resident external account. Who is eligible to open this account? We can say that NRIs, non-resident Indians and person of Indian origin, they are eligible to open NRE account. Persons belonging to Bangladesh and Pakistan can open NRE account in India, but they have to get the RBI permissions. With the RBI permission only, the persons of Bangladesh and Pakistan, they can come and open Reserve Bank of come and open NRE account in India with RBI permission. Here we can say that the NRE other than Pakistan, other than Bangladesh, they can come here and they can open the account without RBI permission. If the persons are from Bangladesh and Pakistan, if they want to open in an account in India under category NRE, they have to get the RBI permission. Then foreign nationals are not permitted to open NRE account. It's a non-resident external account. So that means the person should fall within the definition of non-resident account. So foreign nationals are not allowed. So if the persons belong to Bangladesh and Pakistan, they are not the foreign. If they are the foreign nationals, then they are not allowed. But if they are the resident, non-resident of non-resident category of the non-resident category different in India, and if those persons belong to Bangladesh and Pakistan, they can open the account with RBI permission. Now, what are the types of deposits allowed? So this NRE account can be opened in the form of SB account, current account, deposits, recurring deposits. Deposits are cumulative or non-cumulative. Money can be accepted in any fully convertible foreign currency. Fully convertible foreign currency such as US dollars, Britain and Euro, but accounts have to be maintained in rupee. So it's a very, very simple thing. They are permitted to open the account here in the form of SB, current account, term deposit, RD. But this should be, the money source will be in the foreign currency, but this account will be operated, will be maintained only in rupee category, in Indian rupee category. And here we have to see the period of deposit. What is the period of deposits that is allowed in NRE? that is minimum of 1 year and the maximum of 3 years, then the rate of interest has to be decided by the authorized dealers. Rate of interest has to be decided by the authorized dealers or banks. So only NRIs and person of Indian origin, they are eligible to open non-resident external account. And the types of deposits, SB, current account, term deposit and recurring deposit, and the rupee, it will be in the form of Indian rupee. Though the money comes in the form of currency, inward in the form of foreign currency, but account has to be maintained in Indian rupee. The period of minimum deposit is 1 year and the maximum is 3 years, and interest rate has to be decided by the bank. And it's a very interesting thing. Whenever anyone comes to you and they want to have consultation, no income tax is on the deposit interest. Interest earned on NRE deposits, NRE deposit is exempt as long as an individual qualifies an NRI and are not ordinarily resident. So the NRE deposit can be made only by NRI. So he has to qualify the name as NRI, and if the NRI has become individual, then he is not eligible to operate the account in NRE status. So the interest earned in NRE is exempt from income tax. And we already discussed joint account can be opened by NRIs with relatives on farmer or survivor or either or survivor basis. We already discussed nomination is allowed in case of NRE. NRIs residents are allowed to stand as nominee. In case of demise of the account holder, the funds are transferred to NRI nominee. In case NRI nominee wants the funds to be transferred to India, then the RBI permission is required. Transfer is allowed in any currency. They want to transfer the money outside India. There also, if any money they want to transfer outside India, they have to get the permission from Reserve Bank of India. So joint account, yes, permitted. Nomination facility, yes, it is also allowed. Then repatriation of deposit and interest. NRE funds can be repatriated only to the customers, that is own on his own or self account abroad. From his account to his own account, they can transfer. The request will be rejected in case of any mismatch in the name of the account holder or beneficiary name. Outward repatriation of funds under this option has to be done from the NRE savings account only. Suppose if anyone wants to take the money from India to abroad, and the transfer has to be done only in his name, and the transfer should be done only from NRE savings account. So from as deposit you cannot transfer, as current account you cannot transfer, as RD you cannot transfer. Suppose if you want to transfer, you have to close everything and you have to give credit to the NRE savings account. From here, you can repatriate the fund to the foreign country, and that too only to his account and not to anyone's account. So this is also very important thing. And another thing is, yes, to operate the account, NRE account, power of attorney is allowed. And international credit card, debit card, ICC, international credit card, checkbooks for SBI. Now SB accounts are allowed. So it is not allowed for current account. It has to be issued only to NRI. So the NRE account, based on the NRE account, debit card, ICC, that is international credit card, checkbooks are allowed only for savings account and not for current. It has to be issued only to NRIs. And what are the permissible credit? What are the amounts that are allowed to be credited into the account? Is inward remittances, interest accrued on the account, interest on investments, transfer from other NRE and FCNR account, current income like rent, dividend, pension, credit, interest, etc. These are the amounts allowed. You can give credit directly to NRE. Inward remittances. Suppose you have made some, you are transferring some money from abroad to India. Yes, you can directly give credit to NRE account. Suppose you have made some investment in abroad, there the interest has accrued. That interest can also be transferred, and from the foreign account, foreign account, you can transfer money to India in the form of investment. That is also allowed. So transfer from other NRE, one NRE to another NRE, it is also allowed. So here, what you earned in the form of So you made investment in India and you are earning some rent, dividend, pension, etc., interest, etc. All this can be given credit to the NRE account. This is also so today it's a professional opportunity is there. So whenever anyone comes for consultation, you can concentrate on this. These are the permissible credit allowed in NRE. And what are the permissible debit? So you can say that you cannot repatriate, you cannot convert the fund and transfer the fund to outside India. So local payments, yes, it is allowed. You are transferring the fund from remittances outside India, that is also allowed, but with permission, with RBI permission or without RBI permission, based on the LRS, that is liberalized remittance scheme. So transfer of funds to NRE, FCNR account, that is also permitted in the permissible debit. Next one is, can a loan be raised against the NRE? Yes, it is permitted to the account holder as well as third party in both Indian rupee as well as in. So a loan is allowed. You can get the loan either in the form of either in rupee account as well as in foreign currency account. That is also allowed against the NRE deposit. So what is the loan purpose? Again, they are asking what is the loan purpose? The loan purpose can be for personal use or business purpose use. Only for this, it is allowed. Only for personal. Yeah, I want to meet the medical expenses. Yes, it is allowed. But want to buy a house, you have to get RBI permission. So it is only if it is for personal use, it is allowed. If it is for business, yes, it is allowed. Loan, you can raise loan. And the other important thing is conversion of NRE into resident foreign currency. In case the NRI comes permanently to India to settle in India, so now this NRE account has to be converted into resident foreign currency account. For this, they have to inform the RBI that this NRI has come permanently to stay in India. So this NRE account is being converted into RFC. Then if you inform this to the authorized dealers, they will take care. In the event of death of the account holder, the funds are transferred to nominee account. In case of any settlement at foreign country, sent to RBI for clearance of by authorized. Suppose this NRE is there, NRE account is there, that NRI has died, but he has given the nominee rights. The nominee person is entitled to receive the money from the NRE account. Then from this NRE account, that NRI would have got some liability outside. They want to settle it. So this NRE, they have to inform RBI, they have to inform authorized dealers that we want to transfer the fund. Then authorized dealer, they will in turn, they take care and they send the information to RBI to get the clearance. This is with the reference to NRE account. Next portion. So this is what I want to say about NRE account. Next one is we are going to cover foreign currency non-resident banks. This is called as entities foreign currency non-resident banks deposit account, FCNRB. B means bank. Who are all eligible to open? Again, the eligibility condition comes. Who are all eligible to open? It is NRIs and person of Indian origin. They can come and open FCNR account, and persons of Bangladesh and Pakistan also, they are also permitted to open FCNRB, but they have to get the RBI permissions. Next one is what are the types of deposits available to open? They in FCNRB, you are permitted to open only term deposits, whether it is a cumulative deposit or non-cumulative deposit. Cumulative deposit means the reinvestment deposits or non-cumulative deposits. Then the deposits can be accepted in any fully convertible foreign currency. See, to open FCNRB, foreign currency comes to India. The bankers, they have opened the account. But at the time of maturity, when they want to transfer they close the deposit, then they want to transfer the money. So that is also allowed. That is the money, Indian rupee can be converted into US dollars, Great Britain pounds and euro. That is also allowed. So these are the type of deposits. So SB account, current accounts are not allowed, and even recurring deposit, because only term deposits are allowed in FCNRB. What is the period of deposit? Again, 1 to 3 years. Interest rate has to be fixed by the bank as per FEDI rules, Foreign Exchange Dealers Association rules. it is now based on LIBOR plus basic points. FEDI means Foreign Exchange Dealers Association of India. They are fixing the interest rate, and now it is based on lender interbank offer rate. Based on that, this FCNRB interest rate is being fixed. Whether the interest on FCNRB is exempt. So they say that no income tax is on the deposit interest from foreign currency non-resident bank account. The whatever interest earned from it, they are not required to pay the income tax. Interest earned on FCNR deposit is tax exempt as long as that individual qualifies as an individual or not ordinarily resident. If that individual becomes a resident, then if that is individual has become resident, that this the concept of holding FCNRB has gone out. So till such time, the interest earned from the FCNRB deposit is exempt from income tax. Whether the joint accounts can be opened, yes, it is permitted. It can be opened by RBI with the close relatives or FR, that is a former or survivor basis, or either or survivor basis. As usual, nominee is also allowed. Nominee is also allowed to be appointed for FCNRB. That is, non-resident Indians are allowed to stand as nominee. In case demise of the account holder, as usual, in case of demise, they have to the funds are transferred to NRI nominee. In case NRI nominee wants the funds to be transferred to India, yes, then suppose this is maintained in Indian rupee, though the funds have been come in foreign currency, they want to retain that amount in India. For this, they have to inform Reserve Bank of India and get the permission. The transfer is allowed in any currency. Suppose if the nominee wants, so no, I want the transfer in pounds. So in any currency from India, the funds can be transferred. Whether the repatriation of deposit and interest is allowed. In some cases, interest is not allowed, only deposit amount can be transferred. But in case of FCNRB, whatever amount that are cumulated or non-cumulated at the home, they can transfer the fund. Repatriation of funds in any foreign currency is allowed in case of FCNRB deposits. Next one is whether power of attorney facilities are available. Yes, to repatriate funds, power of attorney can be given. Suppose in case anyone stays in US and if they want to, if they gave the power to the Indian resident and they can close the deposit and they can transfer the money to the US. That is so power of attorney category is also allowed, and international credit card also allowed based on the FCNRB. It has to be issued only to NRIs. And what is the permissible credit? In order to create FCNR, it is allowed. So permissible credit allowed. So permissible credit may be in the form of foreign currency that they have to bring to India through banking channel. So repatriation of funds on maturity deposits. What is a permissible deposit? That means the amount is the deposit is closed and given credit to the account. From here, the amount has to be transferred on maturity. Transfer of funds to NRE, NRO account, meeting local payments in Indian rupee. These are the permissible debit in an FCNRB account. Then whether you can raise loan against FCNRB, yes, it is permitted for them also, and even for the third party also they can raise the funds. But as well as in Indian rupee also they can get the loan, as well as in foreign currency also they can get the loan. The loan purpose should be for personal or business purpose only. It is allowed. They can raise the funds in India. So they have to prove that we are going to use the fund for our personal purpose. We are going to use the funds for the business purpose, that you have to make the clearance. Next one is NRO account. This is called as non-resident ordinary account. First, we have seen the NRE account, non-resident external account. It is non-resident ordinary account. So who are all eligible to open? Again, as usual, NRIs and persons of Indian origin, and persons of Bangladesh and Pakistan can open the account in India with RBI permission. Foreign nationals are permitted to open NRO account. The resident can convert his account into NRO account or open NRO account is if he becomes NRI. And what are the types of deposits? Actually, foreign nationals are not they are not permitted to open, but they can open the account with RBI permissions. Anyone, if they want to open an account in India, they have to get the RBI permission. That is, if any foreign national they want to open the account in India, they have to get the RBI permission, and they can open their type of NRO account also. Types of deposits allowed here is savings account, current account, term deposits, RD, and deposits as usual. Deposit may be cumulative or non-cumulative. Remittances can be received in any currency, but account has to be maintained only in India. Say the remittances, it has to come only in foreign currency, that to banking channel, but the account has to be maintained in Indian rupee only. Now, what is the period of deposit? In NRE, it is 1 to 3 years. Here it is minimum 7 days and maximum is 10 years. Just like other Indian deposit rates, since rates have been fixed by the banks as well as applicable to the domestic rates. So NRO deposits, the banks, they are charging they are giving only the regular deposits that are applicable for the domestic rates. So what is the rate of interest that has to be decided by the concerned authorized dealer, the authorized dealer, that is banks. Here the period of deposit is minimum 7 days to the maximum of maximum 10 years. Whether income tax is applicable on the deposit interest? Yes, it is applicable as per the Income Tax Act of 1961, including TDS on interest on deposits. So, since NRE deposits, FCNRE, FCNRB deposits are exempted from income tax, TDS provisions are not applicable. But for NRO deposits, it is applicable. That is income tax. You have to pay the income tax on the interest earned on this NRO account, plus TDS has to be made by the bankers against the payment of interest on the deposits. Joint accounts, yes, it is permitted. They can open the account with close relatives on ERS basis or any survivor basis, any basis also they can open the joint account, but the account has to be opened only with the close relative of NRI. So nomination facility, as usual, it is applicable. In case of demise, the funds can be taken outside India also, but they can transfer the funds outside India subject to RBI's permission. And transfer is also allowed in any currency. Repatriation, yes, repatriation of deposit interest. See, in NRO account, non-resident ordinary account, whatever amount is there, you can transfer the fund to outside India to their account up to the limit of $250,000 per account in any financial year without getting RBI permission. So $250,000 can be transferred outside India without getting RBI permission from NRO account, and the purpose should be for bona fide purpose. So I want to go and settle there. So you can transfer the fund from NRO account to the NRO account to foreign country. You can transfer. This is called as liberalized remittance scheme, LRS. That portion that we will cover in a separate part of the session. So this is also allowed in NRO account. Of attorney, yes, it is allowed. International credit card, yes, you can get international credit card and not to the current, not from current account. And international credit card you can avail from the SB account and issued to non-resident India only. Permissible credit. What is the permissible credit in NRO account? Inward remittance, as usual, inward remittances, interest approved on the account of made outside India. Some interest would have come, that amount you are permitted. Interest on investments, they can get some interest on investments, transfer from other NREs, FCNR account, current account. Sometimes this NRI and this NRI would have had some property here. They have to, they can give the credit to the NRO. So in the form of rent, in the form of dividend, pension, etc. And a rupee gift, loan given by resident and LRS. So rupee gift is also permitted, but only to the extent of $250,000 in NRO account, it is permitted. So these are the permissible credit. Now we have to see what is the permissible debit. Is local payments and remittances outside India as per RBI norms. Funds can be transferred to NRE account of $1 million. So this is all the permissible debit. And whether we can raise loan against deposit, yes, a loan against deposit can be raised in Indian rupee and not in foreign currency. And whether a loan purpose is allowed, yes, loan you can get from NR Open, but for personal use and but for business use, you can raise the loan and not for any other purpose. And now what is the loans against the NRI deposits? This is general guidelines I have covered here. One is authorized dealer can grant a loan against funds of the NRE account, and they have to give the loan to the account holders or third party in India without any limits, but subject to usual margin requirements. So suppose if they have got deposit of 1 lakh, then 80,000, 1 lakh means 80% they can raise the funds. So subject to the marginal requirements, and the loans which they have raised against NRI deposits, it is to be given only in Indian rupee. After getting the loan, these funds cannot be allowed to be repatriated outside India. This is a basic thing that we have to remember. Then loan process is only for the personal use or business use and not for any other purpose. Loan process should not be used for re-lending or carrying agricultural operations or investment in real estate. The loan purpose should be for personal use or for business use. So that means if he is a financier, after receiving this amount, you can say that it is for business purpose, but there is a restriction that this fund should not be used for re-lending to someone. And the agricultural operations, which does not fall under the definition of personal use and business use. So the fund should not be used for carrying out the agricultural operation or investment in real estate. So for this, loan funds from the NRI deposits are not allowed. And make direct investment to the capital of Indian firms and companies on non-repatriation basis. So the loan has been raised, but for the purpose of investment, they can make the investment in any Indian firms or companies. But it is on non-repatriation basis. Yes, I have made a capital in a company. Then that company should not repatriate to the foreign country to the extent of my investment. So repatriation is not allowed, but I may be permitted to make the direct investment and use it to acquire flats or houses. Personal use, I can buy the house, I can use it to buy a flat. That is also allowed in the case of loan against NRI deposit. This is the main purpose that we have to remember in this NRI. So NRE we discussed, FCNRB we discussed, NRI we discussed, and NRI loan against we discussed. And now we are moving to international credit cards. I am just highlighting what are the importance of international credit cards. Authorized dealers, they are permitted to issue international credit cards, and they are permitted to issue only to NRIs or persons of Indian origin, and without the approval of RBI, international credit cards can be issued by the authorized dealers to NRI and persons of Indian origin, and settlement can be made by way of remittances or out of the balances in FCNR, because this international credit cards, if it is utilized, then funds have to be closed. So this can be done either in the form of deposits from FCNRB, NRE account, NRO account of the cardholders. From there, the funds can be adjusted. Next one is we are going to see the special non-resident rupee account, SNRR. So what is the special SNRR rules? Open in rupee, it is permitted. Special non-resident rupee is a special account that they have implemented from November, I think from November 2019 they have introduced. So open in rupee account for bona fide transactions. When they open the account, the operation should not involve in any violation of regulations of any act, and this interest, any interest is not allowed in SNR accounts. Then authorized dealers have to ensure that the transactions that the NRIs they carried out through the FEMA, through this account has not violated any FEMA rules and guidelines. And who is permitted to open the SNR? It is person resident outside India who is having business interest in India. They are permitted to open SNR account. The purpose is they can make investment in India. They can do import and export business in India, import and export goods and services business in India. They can use it for trade credit transaction and external commercial borrowing transactions. For this, RBI permission is not required, but if it is required for the persons from Pakistan and Bangladesh entities, Reserve Bank permission is required. For others, RBI permission is not required. And it is open only for specific business. I want to develop the trading activity. I want to develop cement manufacturing activity. So for a specific purpose, they have to open the SNRR, and debits and credits are allowed only for that specific business. What purpose they open the account? Only for that purpose, the process of SNRR are allowed. The tenure of that account is maximum is 7 years. Only for maximum 7 years, the SNRR account are permitted to be operated. Beyond that, if they want to continue it, they have to get the RBI permission. So that means they have to renew the SNRR account. So foreign exchange not paid to resident. So from an SNRR account, a foreign exchange should not be paid to residents. So they can use it for business, but they can, when they use it, when the amount will be only in INR. So from SNRR, foreign exchange payments are not allowed to be paid to residents. So the balance in SNRR. So now business is settled, profits are there. Now next thing, the person who has opened the SNRR account, they can take the money back, and that means repatriation is allowed in foreign exchange. This is a very, very important thing, because SNRR account has to be opened for the business purpose, and that too specific business purpose. A debit and credit are allowed only for that purpose. After the closure of SNRR, any money can be transferred to the foreign currency, that is on repatriation basis, that is foreign exchange is allowed. Transfer from NRO account to SNRR are not allowed. You are having NRO account, but SNRR account has to be opened specifically for business purpose. So you are not permitted to transfer any fund from NRO account to SNRR. So taxes, again, you can say that taxes are as applicable in India. SNRR account convert into rupee account when the account holder becomes resident. So only when a resident or person of Indian origin with a specific business interest, they are permitted. When that NRI has become resident of India, then automatically this account has to be converted into regular rupee account. It is not special non-resident rupee account. So nominee payments, yes, it is also allowed in SNRR account. And what are the other important items that we have to see? So person resident outside India is permitted to open escrow account, and that account is a non-interest bearing account. And no funded and non-fund facilities are available from the escrow account. That is no fund, and that is no loan facilities are permitted in escrow account. A company including NBFC cannot accept, a company including NBFC, they are not permitted to accept any deposit on repatriation basis. So whenever any deposit comes into the company, they can retain, but it cannot be repatriated outside India in foreign exchange. So individual or firm company can accept deposits from NRI, a person of Indian origin, on repatriation basis. So you cannot accept on. So there are various conditions. A company can accept on repatriation basis or cannot accept. But if any deposit is received from NRIs or person of Indian origin, it is allowed. So on repatriation, non-repatriation basis from NRIs. So simple thing, if any money comes to India, it cannot be repatriated. This is an important thing that I want to say about this class with reference to persons resident outside India making investment in India. And I thank you very much and for your patient hearing in this class. And I'm very, very happy to complete the FEMA series for next chapter. What I planned is I want to cover resident investing the money outside India in the form of deposit. That information I'll tell you later. And thank you very much for your patient hearing. And I'm closing the session today. Thank you very much. And doubt, you can ask me in this forum. Sir, I'm closing the session, and this presentation will be available to you in YouTube in another 2 hours. Thank you.